Good evening. And I'm going to start off this evening saying, what's good on a Wednesday? And I'm here with one of the guys, one of the homies. I look at him as a brother here this evening with one take in a building. How is it going with you, one take? Talk to me about your day. How's your day going as well?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm just chilling at the crib on daddy duty. Spending some quality time with baby girl. She right here watching cartoons. She ain't doing nothing. But we
Yes,
chilling, man.
sir. Yes, sir. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with the daddy time. It's always a great thing. And when when we was talking throughout the weekend about what we gonna do coming into this new week, a lot of different things that's gonna be coming at the people. I couldn't help but to think about a name, and I said, "What's good Wednesdays?" So, what's good, everybody? Good evening from here at the with the guys WTP Force Dudes. I'm your man MossBurgh of Level Up Sports 10, and as you know, that's one take Zay, and he is in the building as well. And I appreciate everyone that's tuning in as well. And we're gonna cut straight to the chase. We know it's a lot going on with the NBA, a lot going on in the men's college basketball, along with it being Black History Month. So happy Black History Month to you, one take, as well as to everyone out there watching, respectively, man, and what you do, man. We just appreciate all the trends that's been set throughout the years and that we are able to embark on and just be a part of, different things in history that's been happening. And we'll get to some of those later on to this evening. Anything for you on that, Zay?
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Black History Month. I don't like Black History condensed down to 1 month. Black History Month should be 12 months out the year. I think America was built on the backs of black people, and condensing it down to 1 month just doesn't do it just for me. But nevertheless, happy Black History Month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as I told you from the start, man, we doing something new. It's called What's Good Wednesdays, and we not gonna cut to the chase, and we gonna get right to it. And we talking NBA all time. And when we talking about this all time NBA, don't get it twisted. It's a little twist to the all time in the NBA. And as we talking all time NBA, we talking starting five, all time NBA. You got your point guard, you got your shooting guard, you got your small forwards, you got your power forward, and you got your center. Not to mention, as we'll get to, you got one assistant coach, one head coach, one rookie, one bench, and this is all time NBA. You get one selection at every position. FanDuel, I know you've been bugging. I've been bugging. I've been waiting to get to this. You got to talk to me. We talking all time NBA at first position. We're gonna start off with the point guard. We got the starting five. We got a rookie. We got a bench. We got a head coach, and we got an assistant coach. It don't matter what player you choose, where they at. This is all time. However you want to categorize it, and we'll get to all those breakdowns. Talk to me, one take. What's your starting five?
You want to do one position at a time, back and forth?
We
How
could
you
go
want?
back and forth one position at a time. It's me and you right now. If you are in the comment section, feel free to talk to us about that starting five that you have. We definitely want to get to those comments as well. But yes, we're going to start off with the PG. We're not talking about PG 13 as in Paul George, but we talking about the all time point guard this evening, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead, one take. What is your point guard all time that you're gonna have on your roster for your NBA season?
Yeah, that's really like this might be the second easiest choice I make. Maybe the first. Um, I'm going Curry hands down. You know, what can we say about more? What more can we say about Curry than you getting the 40 feet? He could pull from anywhere once he cross half court. You got to extend the defense. The wiggle and the handle is immaculate. Constantly moving. There's no one that changed the game as a single player, maybe outside of Shaq, than Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is a clear cut top point guard of all time.
I like it. I like it. And as I'm scrolling, as I'm listening to you, we appreciate you, Papa Whitmore, in the chat. We appreciate you, SEC Sean. What's going on this evening as well? And we got Jay Boot F7 in the comments, and he said he'll take Diddy. We'll get to that later because I'm not taking Diddy. I don't know about anybody else. You could take Diddy, J. Boo. That's on you. But as FanDuel said, he's going with Steph Curry, a man that's changed the game. And we know that from just over the years of seeing everyone shoot the three ball, not just shooting the three ball, but living by it, losing games by it. I mean, just a whole nine. But for me, I'm going Magic. I don't know what it is about that 6'9" frame. You got Irvin Magic Johnson coming in, running down. He dropping it off, no look. I'm gonna get to more who he gonna be dropping it off to, but I'm going Irvin Magic Johnson. I think one of my fondest memories about him was in that '92 game on the All-Star side where he was just doing wonders, and I still think that's a highlight of his career. Not to mention when I was younger, seeing that Michigan State footage of him and Bird and their classic battle and his days and what he did at Michigan State. So I'm gonna go Magic. I'm going Magic Johnson at the one. That'd be a great matchup. Magic versus Curry.
Yeah, go ahead, give me your two. We're gonna go back and forth, and we ain't gonna choose the same players. You know what I mean?
And,
Go
and
ahead, give me your two.
I think you know who my two is. I think everybody know somebody they said that I looked like when I was growing up, when I was younger. That's MJ. I cannot take MJ off of my all-time list, being at the two guard. You talking about a dog, you talking about an instinct, you talking about rare air, you talking about the GOAT. I mean, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm going MJ at the two.
I knew you was going that route, but that's not the greatest shooting guard of all time. So that's why I kind of duped you into this. That'd be Kobe Bean Bryant. We know who the guy is. You got the hoodie. You might as well show him the hoodie up all over
Bang,
across your right
bang,
shoulder.
yeah, yeah.
You
Let
know,
me just go ahead and grab that, man. A lot to the Bing, man. You see what it say? It says legend. You see Bing doing what he do, man. You
you
see it.
know,
Two
people
four on
like
the
to hate
back.
when I say this is the greatest guy all time. Hey,
No,
it's all subjective. It's all subjective. But we've never seen a scorer like Kobe Bean Bryant in the NBA. And if you don't believe that, just go look up '02. Go look up 2002 through 2013 and come back and voice your opinions.
and when you talk about Beans, when you know how much me and you like him. I think me and you like. I know you probably like Bean, maybe a little more than me. I'm not sure, but I it'd be so hard for me to not put MJ over Bean. I think it's just the age difference. I think if me and you was the same age, I honestly feel I would say the same things. Like Bean is my guy. I watched him. I studied some of his moves. Um, Same thing with MJ. And one thing I could say up until this point, I know we're about to go into the small forward position, but it's a couple names out there. You got Isaiah Thomas, you got Allen Iverson at the point guard position. At the two position, I think when you talk about that, you only could talk about MJ, Kobe. It's really hard to go past those two on that all-time two position. Not saying that you don't got greats out there. It's quite a few. You got a Havlicek out there. You got a Rick Barry that played that position. There's quite a few greats that has played that two position. But I'm gonna stick with MJ and Bean. And in the comments, we got quite a few comments at that two position or that one position, make sure you let us know. We got SEC Sean saying he would go with Jordan at that two position, and he said Magic also at the one position. So I think me and SEC Sean so far is on the same slate, and it might be even greater if I'm scrolling past the comments and reading correct. And Papa Whitmore, we appreciate you. He's going with Zeke, Isaiah Thomas as his point guard. Let us know who your two
Hey,
guard is,
not a bad
Papa.
choice, Papa Whitmore, because you know all these Jordan guys out here. That you remember he couldn't beat him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's a great pick, man. Like, man, it's basketball season, FanDuel, Zay. And when you think about some of the names that we've talked about so far, you think about Steph Curry, you think about Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace, man. Like, you think about MJ, you think about Irvin Magic Johnson. I don't know, man. Like, many people will have that as their Mount Rushmore. Just think about that, FanDuel, eh? Those are four greats, all time that people really would. And, I've talked to quite a people. I'm sure you have as well. And some of these names has come up in this Mount Rushmore as is, in different talks and having them as their greats above others. But we're not going to hold the people. We're going to get right down to the next position. And it's going back to you. We passing the mic to you, FanDuel Zay, and I'm gonna sip a cup of this Mickey D's coffee. I appreciate y'all and what y'all do. Who is your small forward all time FanDuel Zay? Talk to the people. One take, Zay. I do apologize.
Hey, the coldest small forward of all time, without question, is Larry Bird.
Oh,
The greatest small forward of all time, Larry Bird, could do everything on the court, just smooth as powder. You know what I mean? Uh, I know people like to claim the self-pronounced king LeBron James as the GOAT a lot. Da, 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 da. My GOAT can't have six losses in the final. I'm sorry. It doesn't work for me.
talk to me. Talk to me. One take. Talk to me. One take. This man Bird has, and it's crazy because my sister, um, big sister Ebony, man, I was talking to her and I asked her this question months ago, and I was talking about goats and greats. She said Larry Bird, bro. She said Larry Bird. So, with that being said, I'm not piggybacking, but I could show you my list. I could show you my pad, and I got that boy Larry Bird as my small forward of all time. Now, FanDuel Zay, one take. I apologize because I'm so used to the FanDuel. I got to switch my brain set over to that one take. But this might be a one take for everybody. Bird is the bird. And if they haven't seen the bird, you need to go back and you need to do some footage research on who the bird is. And we talking about Larry Bird, 33 in green in Boston. Changed the game, brought rivalries with Magic. And we not gonna cut to the chase. We seen another screen pop up. What's good? Wednesdays welcomes post game 86. What's good with you this evening post game? How's it going? We appreciate your pops in the chat talking to us. And now Son is in the building. What's good? How's it going this evening?
Hey, how you fellas doing tonight? Can y'all hear me good?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good to be on with y'all, man. I moving around a little bit, man. I haven't been able to make it home tonight, but I couldn't pass up on this conversation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Moss, go ahead, run him down the picks and let him get his little two or three in real quick, to catch him up to speed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we gonna keep the people knowledgeable about what's good on Wednesday. So get used to the caption. Tap in to what's good Wednesdays. This is post game 86. We got the all-time NBA starting five with a little dose of more. You'll hear more of that as you continue in this stream. We got the point guard, we got the shooting guard, and we at the small forward right now. You unlock your picks to us, starting with your point guard. Post game, 86.
At point guard, for me, I'm gonna go with Magic Johnson.
Ooh.
At the two, I'm going Black Cat, Air Jordan.
Oh.
At the three, since this is positionless basketball, well, nowadays it is. Give me the Black Mamba.
Woo! You didn't change the game.
At the four, give me the dunk truck. Give me Tim Duncan.
Hold on, hold your thought post game. Don't give it away too fast. Don't give it away too fast. Don't give it away too fast. But we gonna come to you with your power forward pick because you would be next in a lineup. So
Okay.
you going with Tim Duncan, the big fundamental, 21, one of the greats that slept on, one of the most underrated. Give us your thoughts and talks and why you picked Tim Duncan. MA.
Yeah, man. Literally the big fundamental. Five NBA championships. Great rebounder, great defender, great leader. I believe he's tied for the most all first team all NBAs, and he has a lot of first team all defenses. So you get a guy who's 7 foot, who's interchangeable. You can start at the four and you can move him to the five if you want to go smaller or whatever the case may be. But Tim Duncan is just simply one of the greatest players I've ever seen play, even at his days at Wake Forest. You talk about his days with the San Antonio Spurs, just excellence. That man pisses excellence. So I can't pass up on a dunk truck at my power forward position.
I definitely agree with you. I couldn't disagree. And I'm gonna come to FanDuel Zay on the next one because I'm gonna come right back to him after we leave this power forward position. What's your thoughts on your power forward? One take, Zay. And again, I do apologize as I'm adjusting to that one take.
I don't think you went with your small forward.
My small forward was Bird. Bird is the word at small forward. I think the reason I picked Bird at small forward, man, I not only did he battle against MJ, he battled against Zeke. Bird back at Indiana built basketball at a different level. You talk about basketball in Indiana because of Larry Bird and what he brought to that state. you know, it's a basketball state because of what Larry Bird did back then. And when he came to the NBA, a lot of people wondered and questioned his physical nature, his mentality, if he still had that dog in him. I think we all got the answers to that. So I'm going Larry Bird. I know when we talk all time, a lot of people gonna have things to say, but he's my all-time small forward, and I'm putting him with this team so far with Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I thought we was trying to pick, not trying to pick the same players, but if we
No,
gonna do that, I'm going
I go with
positionless, and I'm moving Curry out, and I'm going Kobe, Jordan, and Bird, and then of course I'm going Timmy. But since postgame said Timmy, I want to give some love to the second greatest power forward ever. I'm gonna go ahead and say KG. That Minnesota KG was crazy.
man. That's oh man, like mm, when you talk about KG and Tim Duncan in the same sentence, I don't know if you put them two on the same front together, which is having two power forwards. You know what I mean? It could happen, but man, just seeing them on the same team together would have been something classic. The way things are going in the NBA now makes me think about that, but definitely, man, Kevin Garnett is basketball at purity. Chicago Fair gave us one of the greatest players that we'll ever see. at his position, and now to see a young kid over in Carolina who they say is kind of reminiscent of us seeing similar things, those growing up now, and what they didn't see in KG, they could see in Caleb Wilson is something special. But man, like thinking of positionless basketball, I still have my team, as it is, respectively having Kevin Garnett at the four, having Tim Duncan at the four. I'm gonna go KD. I'm going KD alongside Magic, MJ, and Bird. But I'm gonna put Bron instead of Bird. Since you did pick Bird, I'm not gonna disregard Bron. I don't know. Like when you talk all time, you put these guys on the floor and they prime. I just don't know. Like it's a lot that could go into discussion with this. We haven't seen it be played on the floor, of course, at all. We could see it simulated and whatnot, but this is what I like. So I'm going KD as my four. Now, of course, the final position for the starting five is the center. That's why I knew with positionless, I knew would come in. That's why I left the rookie, which is any player, as well as that one bench player, just because of that, knowing it was positionless, possibly. So for my center, I went with Shaq Diesel. I don't know. I love watching Shaq basketball when he played in his prime, even as he continued to leave later in his career. People said whatever they wanted about the weight game, but Shaq is Shaq. Nothing better than watching Shaq run up and down that court. You knew what you was gonna get when you watched Shaq. I look forward to sitting down watching Shaq every time he was on TV, along with all these other players that I have on my list. LeBron, when he got that away jersey on. Anytime when Jordan dress up and lace up. Magic Johnson, he's just a show. Anytime they in LA, you're gonna see the stars and he gonna put on the show. With Kevin Durant, I mean, if you want to just go watch basketball beauty, he might miss 10 shots in the first quarter or in the first half, but he gonna get it warmed up and he gonna give you a show. So that was my selection of my all time, and I just feel like they could definitely compete with anybody in the all time category, however you put them in their position as well. What's your thoughts on your center, Fandor? Oh, one take.
Yeah, I'm gonna go surprising pick right here. I'm going Joker. I'm going Joker. We got to stretch the floor. We got Bird out there that can stretch it too. Kobe can shoot a little bit. I think Joker has set this team off though. So I'm gonna go Joker as my all time starter five. I don't hey, somebody better put this in the simulator. I don't think my five losing in those 7 game series. I'm just saying.
Post game, what's your center?
Man, this is probably the toughest one for me personally because I appreciate so many great centers of the past. I
Man.
want to say, I want to say Hakeem the Dream because he was a great defensive player. He was so versatile on the offensive end. A lot of people sleep on him. Block shots, rebound, and he would give whoever the work in the post. He even gave Shaq work and swept the Orlando Magics, man. But I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna go with Wilt, man. I'm gonna go with Wilt Chamberlain as my center. I think
Mm.
he's the greatest athlete to ever play basketball. Period. A guy over 7 foot, uh, who can run the floor like a gazelle, block shots, rebounds. Everybody want to talk about the 100-point game, which is understandable, but that dude was dominant outside of that also. And I would love to see an athlete the caliber of Wilt Chamberlain playing in today's game. I think he would be absolutely unstoppable. So Wilt will be my center.
Man, man. That's wow. Those are some great starting fives. Man, I could only imagine what the matchups will be like And now, where it gets even more interesting. And this is why I left one of the names off my list, even though we had one of the same players being Bird, because I was going to actually have LeBron as my rookie to this goated starting five that I had. But with me having Magic at the one, I got Jordan at the two, I got Bron at the three, I got KD at the four, I got Shaq at the five. I think you really need another dog coming off that bench to do what they do. And I remember it was one, I was a rookie that averaged, think about what he averaged when he came off that bench, fat. One take.
Who are you talking about?
Come on, man. What he averaged when he came off that bench, one take.
Who, Bean?
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the Bing. I'm going as my rookie.
Bean only averaged 7 points his rookie season. You can't be talking about Bean.
When you put him with this goated five, I'm having Bing as my rookie coming off the bench because he's just going to watch MJ, watch Magic, watch Shaq, who he ended up teaming up with, winning a three-peat with. I'm going to just let Kobe come in and do his thing at that point. Rest in peace. Kobe is my rookie.
Yeah, the best rookie I ever seen with my own eyes was AI. So if we're going rookie seasons, I gotta say AI. AI's rookie season, he averaged like 25 points or something like that. He was going crazy.
Post game.
So what we doing? Just a rookie season?
Nah, just a rookie. Just it don't a random rookie. It don't even have to be their rookie season. Just all time. Like if you wanted one of them to be a rookie coming in for this team, it don't matter. They could be in a prime. Just they're an all time player, but you got them
Give
coming in off the bench.
Okay, so my lineup was Magic, Jordan, Kobe, Dunk Truck, and Wilt. Give me
Yep.
if I gotta pick a rookie, give me rookie Penny Hardaway. 6'7" point guard, athletic as heck, great court vision. How you doing, man?
So now we're gonna come right back to you post game. Who is your bench player to go along with that rookie? You got a total of seven. One is just a rookie coming in, learning from these guys, whether he's been, he's still all time. He's just coming in as a rookie. And then you got this bench player.
Oh, you talking to me? Is it on me?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Zach.
my
Go
bad.
ahead,
Yeah, my
Monte.
daughter, my daughter started going crazy. It's this little cartoon that got Big Bad Wolf on it. When it come on, she go crazy. She don't like it. My bad. Uh,
Nah, you good. You good.
so my rookie, I'm coming. Oh no, we on the bench player. Somebody was bringing off the
Thanks.
bench.
You too,
Yeah,
man.
my
Yep,
bench
yep, yep.
player. I'm probably gonna slide. Give me Dirk. Give me Dirk on my bench, man. I need Dirk as my bench player. Pair him with AI. That's gonna go crazy. You hear me?
Mm, wow. So the last one would be that bench player for me. Man, this was actually pretty tough. Like I didn't realize how tough this would be. Like when I'm really looking at it and when we talking about it. Um, I don't know because I look at a lot of things so different. Um, I don't know when you around. I'm gonna go with the dream because I think you got to have two bigs to play. I'm gonna go with Elijah Wan alongside Kobe, Shaq, Kevin Durant, Jordan, Bron, and Magic. I'm gonna go Elijah Wan.
So I need a bench player then, since my rookie year player was Penny.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So with this team, give me Scottie Pippen. Give me a versatile player, a long 6'7" guy who can play multiple positions. and who can be a lockdown defender. Yeah, I'll take Scotty.
Mm. And now, when we think of, we could talk about this together. When we think about all time coaches, I think knowing ourselves, like myself, I would have went with a coach like Phil Jackson and a Red Auerbach. Coaches like that. Those are coaches that I would have went with. Just thoughts on that. One take, start with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with Pop. You said Phil Jackson. I would go with Phil, but you stole him. But go ahead, and give me Greg Popovich, man. I think he, arguably the greatest coach of all time. Him, Phil Jackson, they all up there. So give me Pop, man. That system is undeniable.
Yeah, damn, y'all took the coaches I would have took. So just give me Pat Riley.
Ooh, I think, man, that's interesting. And I think that opened up a discussion for something else coming on another What's Good Wednesdays. And for me, when it comes to having an all time talks, I know we've had different discussions before about maybe a certain player or players, but we really haven't had a chance to really put a team together. And I'm sure the guys gonna chime in, put some of the comments together. I'm gonna send it to one of my guys actually to see if he could simulate it in a game at in some sort of way, just for the fun of it as well. But I thought it would be something fun to do, knowing it's that point of the basketball season kicking off to where we get in the playoffs, seeing how many players actually currently that would get picked up, in something like this, just based on, how things is going. And we see there was a couple of them, which is, just to show that for them to be doing what they're doing still in their career is something special, something great, something that we all should look forward to seeing once these playoffs come. Anything from you guys on that? Anything one take?
Yeah, we on assistant coach.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, yep, that I had put Phil and Red Auerbach. I didn't know if you had, if I say assistant coach or then anything else on that, just in general.
I was saying if you gonna get this simulated, we got to do it the right way. If a player come off the board, they can't be picked no more.
Yeah,
Because that's how you ultimately you can test and simulate who the best five is. Somebody running through 2K. Whoop whoop. You feel me?
yeah. No, I'm gonna get it down to where everybody got that one position, and we just do
But,
it that way,
but
the best way. Or if it's a certain year that you would prefer out of that certain player too.
but if I'm picking an assistant coach, I'm picking Mark Jackson. You feel me? Ultra motivator. You
I
know,
like them
uh,
too.
just a real cat. They ran him out the league for real. That was his team. He built that Warriors dynasty, in my opinion.
I like that. I like that pick. He did build something special. What's your thoughts on your assistant post game? I think he
My
stepped
bad,
away.
fellas.
Nah,
My
you
bad,
good.
fellas. An assistant coach. Mm, mm. That's a really good question. Give me Don Nelson.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Donnie Don Nelson. So for me, like, I think that was I like that. I like the breakdown. I love our breakdowns of that. And for moving forward, I think that's something that I look to do a little more in a different way. Break down some all time teams within their self at that position, as far as in just teams, not all time overall as well. not to hold anybody up and not to hold us up, man. I've been looking at a lot of college basketball that's been going on, and this NCAA men's basketball has been crazy. And we got the Dukies atop of college basketball. What's your thoughts on that post game 86? And I put post game 86 because I did see Arizona last night, but I seen how Duke has been playing this last week. And I wanted to get your thoughts to talk to us about this as well, because I know you have some good things to say.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely deserving of that number one ranking right now. And I think Duke and a lot, one thing about their new coach, is it Shire?
Yep. Yes.
Sometimes you don't want to be the guy after the legend, right? When you go coach a team, you don't want to follow up a legend. Like Coach K, normally you
Agree.
want to be the guy after the guy that replaces the legend. But in Duke's case, man, Shire has been doing a hell of a job with this Duke program, man. And I personally wasn't expecting that. I thought they would fall off a little bit once Coach K left. I mean, it's still Duke University, but they're in prime position to be a true contender for the national championship. Now, if you ask me, I still believe if Arizona is able to get Koa Pete back healthy, I think I still believe they're the team to beat. They're playing in a really tough Big 12 conference. They had a hell of a non-conference schedule, and they beat some really elite teams. So for my money, Moss, I'm still picking Arizona, but Duke is right there, and they're definitely a team to watch come March.
Agree. What's your thoughts on this Duke team? One take.
Man, I'm not worried about Duke, man. They gonna fold like they always do typically. Uh I'm with Postgame. I think Arizona got a good chance of winning it all. They a very complete team. Michigan is a very complete team. But I'm my favorite is still Florida, bro. I like they length. I like their backcourt. I think they got everything they need to win.
Man, I agree. Man, for I agree with you with that Florida. They definitely I feel is a team that's under the radar. With this Duke team, for me, after watching them, my brother called me. My little brother called me. They both Duke fans, so I went and watched it. I was watching Booze. Booze went up the charts for me to number two and on the NBA draft board. I fell in love with Boozer. That kid can flat out play basketball. Like, I don't know if I've really been sleeping on him all season, but I feel like after watching him in that Michigan game, I was sleeping on him. I don't know. I think this Duke team is a reckon with the way that Boozer kid is playing. Like, not to mention the way he really makes everybody on that team better, as well as we know what AJ does in BYU and making players better on his team. I think the way Boozer handled the ball up top, I seen the way he can move that ball on the swing on the outside, but when he was up top, he made that crossover, swung it down low for the bucket. That sold me on Boozer. So I think this Duke team is not just a Final Four team. I think this Duke team could actually win it, unlike the team last year didn't win, and they was in the title game. I'm
Hey,
gonna just put that out there.
you know what scared me about this Duke team, man? Is I don't know what's gonna happen if Cam Boozer get in foul trouble in one of these games. Like, cause they ain't really got no guard that's gonna go get it. They don't have that. Not this year. Last
Um,
year you had faith in Knipple, and you still had the big boy, the 7 footer down low, that went in the lottery. But like I think they just too dependent on Boozer, bro. I really do, and that's a bad recipe.
and I know anything on this one post game for me.
I'm sorry, bro. Say again.
No, I was just saying if there was anything on that, what you thought about Wonte's comment about like with Duke, like that's just scaring him about Duke with the that guard play, that dog at that position. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he definitely pointed out what I think could be a weakness for Duke once they get into that tournament. If Booz does get into foul trouble, or God forbid get hurt, I think Duke would be in trouble. So, I mean, that's a great point he pointed out.
I I will say that's a great point that he did point out, and just to think about it, the point where he was in foul trouble, he had four fouls. Their guard play actually was excellent, and a big man. I can't think of his name. I think he's moving up the draft charts every game. He I like his game. I think his number's 21.
But
Great big
let
the
me
way he played.
do you think, and I'm not saying you're wrong at all. Do you think they can consistently play without Big Booze though?
That's the question, and that's what I was gonna say. Like the consistency in that is what I'll be looking for. Not before. I mean, I won't even be waiting until March. I'm gonna be looking at that throughout this tournament because I think if we think about that Michigan game and we think about that, Lindenberg, you think about Boozer, you think about all the NBA prospects in that game, and you think about did they open up something for each other to work on, moving forward to prepare themselves to that Final Four, getting through their tournaments. That's what I seen, from my take. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That's exactly what I'm gonna be looking for from here until March Madness start, even in that first tournament game, etc. As they, move on and advance. And that's a great point because I mean that Duke team is it's like they up and downy and you just it's like what are you just don't know. They looking better than last year, but like Zay said, it's always something. And I do want to see Shire go a little deeper in that bench. He got a little guard on that bench. I think if he unleash him, I think the world will know too soon, but I think he might bring him out in the tournament. I don't know. He a great shooter too, so I'm gonna be tuned in for that. My next talks on this What's Good Wednesday, I talked about this team, and I'm gonna talk about this team real quick. I'm gonna go back to the NBA real quick because it's a team that we talked about. Will they do this? Will they get that? The record, it's not happening. I told y'all. I've been telling everybody, but this Miami team is still undefeated. They still undefeated, and it's going crazy. What's your thoughts about the number 21 Miami of Ohio Red Hawks? Talk to me. I'll start with you. One take, Zay, in the building.
I mean, it's an amazing season. Listen, people can say what they want. I seen their coach talking about they tried to schedule some guys out of conference to play better competition, but nobody wanted to schedule the game because I mean it was no benefit to schedule the game. So I mean he reached out to a lot of big programs. He ain't put no name on it, but he said he reached out to a lot of big programs to schedule games. And you can only play who you face, bro. And it's not easy going undefeated, especially when you're 28-0, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's almost 30 games you won in a row. Like I don't care what league you in, that's not an easy thing to do. So I'm gonna give them respect for that. Do I think they're gonna make any noise in the tournament? No, I don't. I still think even with their resume, they're going to be a 10 or 11 seed. They're not going to get much respect because once again, it's still a resume based seeding process. So like, who did you beat? You didn't beat nobody, so you're not going to get a favorable seed. So, I mean, bearing matchup though, they might get a favorable matchup. You got to wait till the brackets come out though. But a team like this typically. They wouldn't even make the tournament if they didn't win a conference tournament. I think they're a lock. They got to be a lock to get in the tournament.
in that
To me,
tournament.
huh?
No, I'm listening. I'm saying
Yeah,
okay.
I think they got to be a lock to make the tournament though, regardless of how um atrocious I think their schedule is or whatever. But 28 no, they might well, I think they got three more games. They finished 31 and 0, man. What you gonna say, bro? They ain't losing nobody in the regular season. So what if they slip up in their conference tournament, bro? You gotta let them in, bro. They went unblemished in the regular season. They should be able to. Um if I'm not mistaken, I think they play I don't know. I like Ohio. Ohio got a couple Columbus kids, so I like Ohio. I'm hoping Ohio can get that dub. But yeah, I mean it is what it is, bro. I don't think they're gonna do nothing though. They might win one game.
You just gave me some thought. What you talk to me about this one post game? What's your thoughts on the Miami, Ohio Red Hawks, 28 and 0, on the verge of an undefeated college basketball season, which we haven't seen in a little bit, but on the verge of it. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with everything one take just said. I believe it's a great feat. They'll probably roll in their conference. They'll probably win their remaining games, and unless they get hit with an upset, they'll probably win out, man, and win their tournament championship. But when we talking the NCAA tournament, I don't think they'll get past. Excuse me. I don't think they'll get past the Sweet 16. They might be a one and done team, but as far as their regular season schedule goes and their conference tournament goes, they might clear the slate and then get the March, but I don't see them getting past the Sweet 16.
Now, just thinking about it made me think about it when one take mentioned if they could get upset. Let's just say Ohio State Buckeyes make themselves available and they make a little run in a Big Ten tournament. They make a run throughout the stretch of the season into the tournament, and Ohio State Buckeyes make it to the championship. You got Miami and Ohio battling out in their respective championship, and Ohio upsets the Miami Redhawks. Do all three teams make it into the NCAA tournament? That just gave me a thought and the possibilities. Ohio, Miami of Ohio, Ohio State. I would be big for the state of Ohio come March Madness. I'm just saying. The next one I had on slate is I watched this team last week. I still have like really no clue who this team is. I'm gonna watch them more these next couple weeks. And I wanted to ask you guys and everyone out there watching, man, who are the Virginia Cavaliers?
Yeah, they're not it. They are not it at all. We should have beat them. We should have beat them 2 weeks a week about 2 weeks ago. But we played them at the crib. We played them at the crib and lost by 4 points. But that ain't the Virginia team you think about from like 4 or 5 years. That's not the same. I mean, they ain't really played nobody either though. And to say they only beat us by 4 points, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, honestly, because we are so wishy washy as a basketball team this year. We play good one game, the next game we don't look like we've been playing basketball all year. So I don't know. Virginia, that's a tournament team for sure, but they ain't really played nobody either.
Got you, got you.
Yeah,
So go ahead, post game.
I agree. I think Virginia is faking.
Yeah.
My Notre Dame Fighting Irish sucked this year, right? They struggled against Notre Dame. They only beat them by 3 points, 100 to 97 in overtime. Any team that struggles with Notre Dame, I'm sorry, I'm not a believer. Hey, baby.
No, I knew that was the kids watching. Was going back up to get it out of there, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Little post game, the little princesses tuning in, man. And it's nothing like when your kids is tuning in, watching you go to work after you get off work. It's a blessing, man. Continue to do what you do, post from the Midwest on this side all the way to the bend where you at it, Andy. For me, I'm still I don't know. I don't know who this Virginia team is, and like I said, I want to watch more of them to kind of see where I want to where I want to locate them in the thoughts of a ranking for the March Madness. Where do I even see them in their conference? Being in that respective run for a championship in their conference this year. They definitely in the top 15. I think they sitting at 11 right now. I think a team to watch. The reason I say that is because they have leadership. Um, I mean, I don't know. It's March. You definitely got to keep teams on the lookout, which is a team that I didn't put in the comments, but we can go ahead and get to this team. And SEC Shine and post game, I believe you as well as One Take Zay mentioned something about this team. And I had the chance to really lock in and watch them last night as they put a BTA on my boys on a late night side, and that's the UCF squad with Team is Fox and that big man Bo. I watched them when they played Texas Tech. I watched them last night. I seen major improvement with the big man Bo. Can he lead this UCF team along with Team is Fox to a Sweet 16 berth, to a possible Elite Eight? What's your thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing for you right here, Moss. I ain't saying UCS, so I ain't got nothing for you on this one. I know they in like the middle of the Big 12 standings though, but or like in the top upper echelon of it at least. But I ain't got nothing for you.
What's your thoughts on this one post game? I had thought you had mentioned something about him, FanDuel, but it was post game at SEC Shine. I had thought you mentioned something because we talked about it a lot that day with the college basketball. What's your thoughts, post?
I know they beat your boys. They beat BYU. I mean, that's
I
a good
do.
win. They
Yeah,
20-7 on the season. I believe they'll be a postseason team, a March Madness team, but I don't see them making much noise this year. That's just my opinion. I don't think they'll tear up anybody's bracket. They're just a solid team that's gonna make the tournament and may make it out the first round.
got you. I was able to catch a little glimpse of the Texas Tech team since the injury with Toppin. Wishing you a speedy recovery, as well as my boy Richie Saunders at BYU. Just wishing y'all guys speedy recovery and any other athlete in that college basketball field. Just wishing you a speedy recovery, as well as on the women's side, any college athlete. Um, I don't. I got a different feeling about this team. I don't know. They got great guard play. Like they guard play is excellent. Team is Fox just set a record for assists in the season as well. Um, I think he's becoming more of a leader than he was when I seen him a few weeks ago. It seemed like the game is getting better. Same as I feel about Bo. I think it really depends on their seeding. If they get a great seeding, I think this team can make it to the Sweet 16. They have some great shooting as they knock down, I think, about 14 threes, which is great, especially around tournament time. That means you're starting to get yourself, going. So I don't know. I got a different feeling. And as we know, this Big 12 is a conference that's definitely been standing tall this season. So that's just my thoughts on UCF. They busted my boys up, of course, but I just think they could be a team to possibly do something come tournament time, possibly. That was just my thoughts on those guys. Now, I had a little something for us with a little trivia in here. If you might don't pick out your phones, SEC Shine, especially you. Don't be whipping out your phone. The trivia is I played college basketball and coached in the WNBA for multiple years. Who am I?
Don
Do
Staley.
anyone do anyone else have an answer in the comment? Post game, you are correct. We ain't even gonna hold the people up. I actually, it's crazy. I was going across some things and I didn't realize that until today. Um, I had to bring that in as a trivia. I thought it was something very special. Knowing what she's doing and for women's college basketball, trend setting and trailblazing in that way. So I think people have to definitely go get her book, go, write a biography, for your school class, things like that when it comes to Don Staley, because I think she's just, something special to not just the sports world, but I think, to so many individuals over the year that she's coached, come across, talk with. I mean, the whole nine. You could go back and forth all day about that one. Just my opinion. Any thoughts for you on that one? One taker post game.
Nah, she the only person I can think about that's a coach right now. Anyway, and like that was a hooper for real out of all the coaches. Don is, but Don, she always on the forefront for real. So a lot of people really know that name. She been really making a name for herself in the coaching ranks for real. Like she got 3 chips in what the last 7 years or something like that. So
Yeah,
kudos to Don, man. She a hell of a coach for sure.
yeah. Think a lot of people. What's your thoughts on that post?
Yeah, I knew as soon as you said what you said who it was, man. It's all good. Shout out to
I,
Don, man.
I was sitting here like of if anybody I know one take, and I had a feeling you was gonna know it right off the rip, man. Um, and on today, man, we coming up on 57, coming up on 58 minutes. We already know how that time move. We just love what we do and can't get enough, man, to dropping these bangers that we do. And this is the first official edition of What's Good Wednesdays. And just want to thank everybody that's out there, man, and tuning in. Got a couple final thoughts. Anything anybody else want to say before I get to those final thoughts or some little historical highlights on this day of February 25th, 2026 from back in the day?
Yeah, Don might get her another one this year for real. They better stop playing with her. That South Carolina team look good for real. She might get her another one.
I totally agree, man. They definitely a team under the radar that nobody is watching. And the times I've seen them, they've been doing their thing, man. They definitely a team to watch, and I feel they could definitely compete for title this year. Thoughts on that one, Post?
Yes,
So good.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
Yes, sir. Um, yeah, they definitely. You can never count out South Carolina and Dawn Staley. You can never count that team out. But I think I'm still leaning towards UConn. I like UConn this year with Fudd and Strong. That's going to be a tough team to beat for anybody.
Yes, indeed, man. Definitely. I like your thoughts on that. I think that women's, it's like you can not pencil a couple teams in, but you could definitely kind of pencil in the elite eight. And I think that's where it starts to get crazy because you really got 8 teams. I feel like in a women's game that could really win it, if not more than that. I think teams is going through their up and downs, or maybe that little bit of adversity. There's been some little knick-knack injuries. Of course, at this point during the grueling season. So definitely, there are teams that could definitely make a run for that championship. Um, my final thoughts, man. I've been doing a lot of I was up late last night, of course, up early this morning, and I came up with some historical highlights. Shout out to Black History Month, man, the month that FanDuel Zay said he said it should be every month. Man, it's a month that, we appreciate. And for me, on today's date, I don't know if a lot of people really do this. I see it on a lot of different networks at times, especially the NBA, man. Shout out to the NBA, man. Some of the things I do, I get a lot of different clues from you. Cassius Clay, later named Ali in 1964. Post game, do you want to finish that off for me?
I'm sorry, bro. Can you repeat it?
Cassius Clay, later named Ali in 1964. We going into the historical highlights of this
Okay.
day,
All right.
1964. Who did Ali defeat to win his first heavyweight champ?
Oh, that's easy. That's Sonny Liston.
Yes, sir. That's some little history for you on the Black History side. I just had to come back with that fact, along with something else. And it's something that I didn't realize. I'm gonna do a little more reading into it, and look into it myself. Was 1987. The SMU football team got suspended for the entire season for recruiting violations. So just something to think about, man. It's a lot of things that go on, throughout this month, whether it's the sports world or just life in general. So I think we need to take time throughout, our busy days, man. Take a little bit of time to read, which I've been doing a little bit lately, as much as I can. I think it's something I lacked on when I was younger, but something I picked on up as I got older. And I think is very, very valuable to anyone, especially if you're young. Go ahead and read. If you're older, pick up a book, man. It could do wonders. Anything else out there? Anybody want to say before we get out of here, as we just over an hour and a couple minutes into this stream this evening?
I mean, we just throwing facts out. We should have talked about IMG accepting that cartel money probably sometime within the last week. But they got to pay back that 2 million. I don't know. I think it should have been a stiffer fine for that because it sounded like we was cleaning money over there at IMG, man. We was
Man, it's
cleaning
been.
we was cleaning the cartel money.
I'm glad you mentioned that, FanDuel, because I can't come up across everything, and that's why we, the guys, and we do what we do. And this, man, it's been so much going on with that. I don't even want to say another word because I don't want them to see this and come at me. But nah, it's just a lot going on with that stuff, man. And it's crazy that, as athletes sometimes getting caught up in it, not knowing a lot of stuff either. But man, that's crazy. There was a couple more historical highlights I didn't get to, but I just wanted to pull a few of those out, being that it was the month that it is, and just thought that it would be something to start off with on What's Good Wednesdays, man. Just keeping everybody fresh, keeping myself fresh into the knowledge of some things. And I can't wait till next week's show. I'm already dibbling and dabbling and working on some things for that. Um, Outside of that, man, definitely want to make sure you guys check in with the channels. We got City League TV. We got Parlay Po of Blitzburg. Got Post Game 86, who you see up there, posting up, trying to work on that J, turn around and hit a KJ fadeaway. Then you got One Take Zay, he was rebranded the name, and you definitely need to check that channel out as well. We have SEC Sean, who's been doing that NASCAR. He dropped 3 of those videos today, got upcoming races this weekend as well. So make sure you go tap into those videos also. And we have myself, MossBurgh, Level Up Sports 10, and a man that put us all together at WT Pretty for Life. We call him Unc, No. And Jimmy Jam said, who is our encyclopedia, with a W on the end of that, because there's so much knowledge behind it when it comes to that no. And I appreciate you for what you've brought us together to do. and for myself to be able to host this show this evening on a Wednesday. So this when you'll see me, MossBurgh, more often and more so. You'll even see me more throughout the week. And it's a blessing to be here. Anything else anyone want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you fellas, man. I appreciate y'all, man. For real.
And we
And shout out
appreciate
to
you
Rob
too.
too. I appreciate that. And shout out to Rob too, man.
When y'all hear post game say that, man, like post game's not just one of us now, one of the homies, part of the group. I was chopping it up with post game. He watched our first video when we first came on live, our very first stream, and now to have him as part of the squad, part of WTP Sports Dudes, and him having his own respective channel as well as Post Game 86, man, it's just a pleasure. And Papa Whitmore, we appreciate you coming in, man. We appreciate you birthing a great, to be able to have these times. And I can't wait till I come back and visit South Bend because it ain't nothing that's gonna stop me from hooking up with Post Game 86 because Level Up Sports 10, MossBurgh
Well,
said so.
well, my brother, there is one thing that stop you from seeing me because the last time you was in South Bend, man, I don't know what you did at them hours of the night, but you went MIA, brother.
Look, we was down in College Town, right outside the stadium. That's all I could say. We went to the hotel. We ain't get in. My brother married. I got it respectably, man. I wasn't even trying to get into nothing myself, but he took me out, man. We had a great evening. We was in the college. I can't remember what you call it with all the merchandise, man. All the Notre Dame gear, man. It was special. We was in there for like they literally shut the store down. We was in there after the game until the store shut down. That's how long we was in there looking at all the gear. It was just sweet, man. Went and grabbed something from B Dubs. Sat down in there, watched the Michigan USC game. That's where we ended up at. Went to the room right across after that, man. So definitely can't wait till I come back down there because we gonna link and we gonna have some fun for sure, man. Just do what we do, man.
Hey,
No, one
Paul.
hundred
Other than
percent. I got a jab at you, bro.
oh yeah. What you say? One take.
I was just gonna say, make sure too in your spare time you working on your big board for the next mock draft.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been working on mines in my spare time. I got about a whole round and a half done. I'm trying to get to about 3 rounds of just big board players. You know what I'm saying?
got you. I might come up. I might text me in the morning because I might come up there tomorrow. I might slide up there tomorrow. I've been wanting to slide up there to get a couple things from you on my off day. I might slide up there tomorrow since I'm off. I just got
Bro,
a meeting in the
you gotta
afternoon.
come up there on a Sunday, man. I told you, man. My principal is on a heater, bruh. She
I,
on a
I
heater.
I'll be
I
up there.
know.
Nah, I'll
I
be up there for sure. Then Sunday after, if you still up there after the stream.
Yeah, I ain't got time to hear nothing that she gotta say. I ain't got time for it, gang.
I
I
feel you,
don't.
man. I feel you. Same here. But nah, man, we really appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you go like, subscribes, man. Smash them buttons, smash the comments, man. Don't forget to go through. Let us know your all-time starting five with that rookie, that bench player, that assistant coach, that head coach. We want to see the comments coming in. We want to see your thoughts on these dookies. We want to see your March Madness thoughts. We want to see any and everything that you got to say to us, even posts. Let us know what we can do when it comes to bringing you a show that you might like of your choice. And we definitely got something coming on the women's side. So make sure you stay tuned in for them What's Good Wednesdays. Not only Wednesdays, we got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's your guys, WTP Sports Dudes. It's your host this evening, MossBurgh. And as T1 City League say, we was in the building. We out. Peace.
Peace.